Previous to 2 houses ago, we lived down the street further, but we moved out here right after it happened. When we came through the house, we were so excited because the house is beautiful inside. And they said, well, you need to sit down because we need to tell you something before you decide, you know, if you really want to move in here or not, because some people won't because of this. And he explained to us that there was a murder in the house. The scariest thing that I ever had happen was, to this day, my oldest son sleeps downstairs. He never has a problem. He kind of shoves it off. The other kids will rotate and they'll come upstairs for a week and then they'll go back down. They'll try, then they'll come back up. But he was sleeping downstairs and we went to bed and I woke up and I could tell that there was a light on in the front room. So I went into the front room to see and he was sleeping upstairs and he wouldn't come up unless he's sick or something. And I tried to wake him up and he was sleeping soundly, so I turned the light off. I thought, oh, it was just a fluke, you know, maybe he just wasn't feeling well or something. I turned the light off and I went back to bed. Well, then I went back to bed and as I was sleeping, I heard it was like a whisper, but I could feel it like in my ear. Like if someone whispers real close to you, you could feel like you could feel, it almost tickles your ear, you know what I'm saying? And it was, someone said, and I kind of, I'm like, oh gosh, he's awake. So I got up, I checked him again, went to the front room, and he was sound asleep still. And I'm like, boy, that's strange. And then my daughter sleepwalks, but we've sleepwalked before we even moved here. So I went in her room and checked on her, and she was still sleeping. So then I thought, oh, that's strange, but I could have swore I really heard something. So I went back to bed again, and I turned the light off, and I lay down, and I was almost asleep again, and I heard it even more. And it was like, I could feel the pressure again. I'm like, oh, that freaked me out. So I got up again, I checked everything, I checked the doors, and I couldn't get to sleep for a while. I left the light on all night. And in the morning, Conrad comes up and he goes to me, he goes, Ma, did you come downstairs, talking to me, yelling, saying my name and this and that? I'm like, no. He goes, are you sure? I'm like, no, I didn't go down. I was wondering why you were upstairs. And he said, somebody was whispering in my ears last night, Ma. They kept saying, Conrad. And that freaked me out because the same thing happened to me, but they were calling my name. It was just, that really, that's the scariest thing I think I've had there. I mean, I feel moments here and there. I found out my other son, John, he sees shadows. He sees shadows and it freaks him out and he doesn't want to talk about it. He won't sleep downstairs and he's 14 now. And he didn't even tell me, he told my sister. He was at their house and he was sleeping in their basement and he said, I can't sleep by that door downstairs, I just can't because I get freaked out about things because I see things. And they said, what do you see? He goes, I see dark shadows. And then they started asking, they go, where do you see them? And he mentioned he sees them in our house. He sees the shadows. I have a friend of mine that I work with at Marty's, a waitress, and just on a fluke, we were talking that you guys were interested in the house and what happened here and the sequence of events. And out of the blue, she piped up and said, she goes, I ended up in jail with, Rebecca was her name. She ended up in jail with Rebecca in the same cell with her. I'm like, you're kidding. And she said, yeah. And they got to talking, they were in jail. And you're sitting there all day, there's nothing else to do. And she mentioned to her that he did beat her. He was a mean man. She did not come right out and say that she killed him. They did have a rocky relationship. She said they had a son, and she thought that I don't know if she came here or what, but she thought the son was like 2 years old or something when it happened. She remembers seeing a pool and little toys out here by the house shortly after that or before that. But she said, Rebecca mentioned to her that They fought a lot, and he was abusive, and that he kept buying farm equipment behind her back and hiding it in the barns, and they kept arguing about that too. I understand he had a lot of money. I don't know what the deal was, but I guess that was something that triggered this humongous fight that weekend that just set them off. She never did admit to Tina that who helped her. She mentioned it was a farmhand. She kind of hinted that the way she worded things, it was a farmhand that worked here that helped her and actually pulled the trigger. They shot him, right? But that's about as much as I know. I would say I believe in good and bad spirits. I don't know about ghosts. I believe there's good and bad spirits, and for whatever reason they're here, and I think they all have a different mission in what they're doing and what they're trying to do. Just like being Christian, we try to do the right thing, but we're tempted all the time to do bad things. And I believe, you know, I do believe in, you know, there's extra things out there. Even though I'm Christian, it's more of a spiritual thing where for some reason it lingers. I'm not sure about that.
under cement?
I don't know. Russ and Greg would know.
Greg, was he buried under cement?
No,
Oh.
this is dirt.
I thought, okay.
Yeah, he was, I knew he was buried back there, and I forgot where he was buried at, but it was shallow ground. We got called that night that there was activity out here, but we were already, it was a winter time, just before Christmas. It was snowstorming, and we just, chalked it off farming, getting stuff ready.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know until 3 weeks later what happened. But yeah, he was buried, I guess left corner over there.
The building was full of hay.
Yeah, building
Because
was
they
full.
dug the hole with a backhoe, and
Yeah.
then they put the hay over where they had dug the hole.
It was a shallow grave though, it wasn't that deep of a grave. Rebecca said you beat her a lot and she hated you. Was that true?
Was that yes?
That's no. Twice for no.
Did more
Right.
twice.
I know.
It was like 8 times.
That's all I read.
Is somebody counting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you
All right.
hold it on the red?
Can you tell us who killed you?
That was 10.
10? Is it going 10 each
Do
time?
you know who killed you?
4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
What's her name, Rebecca? Flash it for yes.
Was it her son?
2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10 times every time.
Wow.
Or was it a friend of hers? Well, we're going to leave now, Gordon. Did you know they parked your car up there near Gary? Left it with keys in the car? Isn't that disrespectful? A nice Mustang like that, no one would take it. You don't live here, Gordon. You need to go home.
He has no home because he's a coward woman beater.
Wow.
Okay, I got goosebumps.
too. He is not like that.
Holy hell.
But, wow.
I didn't do anything, I swear.
That's insane.
That.
Whew, okay.
I don't like it in here now.
You want us to leave?
What the hell?
Was that a sign that you want us to leave?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Guess what? We're not going to leave. Because you're a coward, wife beater bitch. You don't like that. You don't... Rebecca dug your grave and put your body in there. Do you know that? She said that in her police report that you smashed her head and you pushed her outside and she ran her over with her truck. And you threatened her if she said anything that you would hurt her. Is that true?
Was it Rebecca's son that helped kill you? Can you light it up if that's correct answer?
Says here it was just before Christmas of '01. Boys were playing loud, and Rebecca says you told her to shut them up or you would beat the hell out of them and her. Is that true? Who says that? A pussy, that's who says that.
Just lit up.
Am I pissing you off by calling you names? Does that make you upset? Back to our conversation. After my friend shot Gordon, I helped
There it goes. Keep reading.
dig a hole to bury the body. I told various stories to conceal that I knew that Gordon was dead. Does that make you upset that they tried to hide it? Does it make you upset that they shot you?
See, it seemed like it was going off a lot when you spoke about the friend or the I can't even say it.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
The son.
That's all, folks.
Rebecca's son.
Daniel?
Apparently, we got out that he was one that knew about it. See,
He knew about it, did he?
he may have been the one that actually shot him. Was it? Was that right?
Did he shoot you? Did you see who shot you?
Did you not like Daniel?
That keeps going 10.
Yeah.
Does 5 verse it?
What are you trying to tell us?
Daniel was 4. Started spending a lot of time with Gordon in the barn. This was at our house. Daniel would get in Gordon's way, and Gordon began to be abusive to him. One time in early December of 2000, when Daniel got in his way, Gordon drug him into the torpedo heater into the barn. Gordon held Daniel directly in front of the hot air, and I could hear Daniel screaming. I ran out to help. Gordon told me to mind my own business, as Daniel was his son, and he could do whatever he wanted. I was extremely mad at Gordon.
Well, nice people like Rigby. Are you nice? Oh, you think you are, huh? Yeah.
Didn't want.
3. There it goes. So you think you're a nice fella, huh?
Talks to you a lot. Which one are you looking at?
This one.
Yeah, that one went off.
3. It went up to the yellow.
Can you make it to
The
red?
first yellow.
The K2 guitar just, wow.
Come on, Gordon. A few more questions and we'll be done. I know you're getting tired of us being here. We're just trying to figure out a few unanswered questions because this family wants to kind of figure out a little bit about your past.
Are you here to harm them? You never know.
Or are you just here because you're stuck here? Big. And so there had to be a limited area where he could have been killed if it was in here. Which the forensics showed.
It showed blood, dry blood, like they cleaned it with bleach, and it was some brain fragments, but they didn't say exactly where. Brain fragments.